Hello, today we're going to look at the discussion forum model in the Agora community. In the discussion forum model, we're really focused on three primary outcomes. These include the participants generating ideas and problem solving with each other and idea sharing. And this is all done through discussion forums. There might be some secondary outcomes that include networking and developing informal leadership among the different community members. When we think about our participation groups, those core facilitators, contributors, collaborators, and crowd, we look at their roles a little differently in the discussion forum than in some of the other communities. In the center of the circle is that core facilitation group. In this model, they're really going to be focused on monitoring the quantity and quality of the conversation in the community. They might watch a discussion forum, and if they see that it's sort of going one direction and that there's some kind of a tangent that's getting a lot of conversation, they may decide to add a whole new discussion forum to the community. Likewise, if they see that there's a thread that isn't getting very much conversation going, they may also choose to shut that discussion thread or forum down and maybe merge it with another one. They're also going to be very active in finding contributors to those discussion forums. So they're going to spend a lot of time finding people who want to talk about those things with other people in their community. So that's really the job of that core facilitation group. The contributors then are the people who are actually putting in the questions, they're sharing the initial ideas in the forums, they may be bringing a problem to the table and posing it to the group, things like that. And the collaborators are those who respond to those questions or give feedback to people that have contributed. Now, it's important to remember that all three of these levels can kind of merge together. So that isn't to say that you have a core facilitator who never brings a problem to the table or shares an idea, or you never have a collaborator who contributes. But in general, those are sort of the three ways to look at those roles. And finally, then there's the crowd. And that's the people who don't necessarily participate in the conversation, but are watching it go by, hoping that they can glean something valuable from it. Ideally, in this type of community, that crowd is going to start to get a little bit smaller. As people feel more comfortable with the other participants, they want to add their own thoughts to the discussion forum topic. So let's take a look at this forum, or the community model. And you can see on here, it's fairly simple. We've got our welcome, a short about us that maybe includes goals, a short community tour video going over maybe the main ideas of each of the discussion forums, and then how to be an active participant. And again, these are just some ideas. We want to keep it short so that people go into that. The news forum is always set up so that you, as the core facilitator group, can send out those informational pieces that get put out to all the community members at once. And then finally, you can see I've got a box down here where we've got our 6 discussion topics. Go on into one. And you can see the contributors or the core facilitation group can go ahead and add their discussion forum conversation, their prompt, and then people can post their responses to it. And you can see the test user here has put in a test response. If you go into discussion topic 2, and this one is empty, but you can see again you can add a separate prompt there. Discussion forum 3, there's another test post. This one's titled Agora. There. One feature I do want to show you about this type of model that is fairly helpful is that if you look on the top right here, there's a search forum. And this allows you to search for content in any of the discussion forums that you might be looking for. So if you remember, the forum post in the discussion topic 3 was titled Agora. If I type that in here and select go, it'll pull up any forum post that has that content in it or is related to that. So that's a nice way if somebody is entering in your community, they don't want to go to a specific category, or maybe they don't even know which category will best fit their need, they can do a search there as well. The other block that I've added here is the recent activity, and you can see this is just a nice way for participants, both the facilitators and the collaborators and contributors, to see who's been discussing what, and then you can click right on it. So this is kind of just a brief overview of the discussion forum model in the Agora communities.